there's a question going around. Look how much time we have. Oh yeah, just 1 minute left. So we'll roll right into it. There's a question going around of, in the discourse. So I'm seeing it on social media a lot, but really, really seeing it on whatever's left of the legacy media and the broadcast media of people saying, are people waking up? They keep asking that. Are people getting it now? Maybe they're waking up because we're watching things like maybe Medicaid is going to go and get the axe, right? It's written into this budget structure. And this sort of, the farmers seem to be very upset. I talked about that last week. And you've got, veterans are going to lose all their shit. And it's like this sort of wish of like, maybe MAGA is going to wake up finally, or the people who voted for him that maybe were just not, the low information voters and that are still low information that are voting for him. And this sort of wish fulfillment that people are somehow getting it. So there's a lot of that filtering in through the discourse right now of this wish of that they'll wake up. And I guess what I would like to do is to lead the discussion or be part of a discussion of separating and uncollapsing our idea of what the waking up and the kind of just sort of waking up that's probably going to happen and that we can lean into and push on. So our idea of oh my God, are people getting it yet? Is that somehow either family members that you've lost to MAGA or, coworkers or neighbors or friends or whatever it is, that's the whole thing we went through of like, oh my God, I can't believe this moral divide, right? That somehow folks that we loved or cared about at one point, or people that we need in our community are going to somehow morally wake up. And because all of a sudden their lives are being affected and the stuff that they're expect and rely on, like their Social Security. And I'm telling you, in Russia, the pensions went. I don't think they're not going to figure out a way to come for people's pensions. That somehow rocks people into a moral awakening. And I just want to, maybe we need to uncollapse that, because that dream is never coming true. I do not, at least the hardened MAGA radicalized core, they were radicalized into this cult of Trump because in there, we just couldn't see it. In there was real hatred, real bigotry, real misogyny, just a total lack of caring and a complete warped understanding of what America is, and a real desire to get rid of brown people, right? And then just have it be a white nation, a real desire for that. And a real desire to, instead of looking at the complex issues that a nation faces and maybe things in their own personal lives that they would like to be a little bit better, it just people with a disposition that want a scapegoat. And the scapegoats that they want, they're not going to give that up. That's just there. Okay, so understanding that that's there, what is this waking up that everybody's buzzing about and talking about as we watch more of America be destroyed, right? And more things, and horrible displays like what we all watched there's a TV behind me, that's why I'm gesturing to it, what we all watched happen in the Oval Office. And just this distaste and, oh God, people may be forgetting that he was just this horrible cunt, right? So what is that? And how can we lean into that? Well, it's going to be, wait a minute, you're hurting me, not the people I wanted you to hurt. That's going to start. That's the start. And we're seeing it with certain groups. And I don't know that you embrace those folks if you know them, but I certainly think engaging in conversation, like, yeah, and not I told you so conversations, but just really like yeah, it sucks, right? Yeah. I mean, there's stuff I care about that, and that's also, going, and it's really going to hurt all of us. And we've got to figure out how to get rid of him. And it really matters who's president, because they really can do this destructive shit. So those are conversations you can begin to have as people, and just sort of affirming what their loss is and that it is a big loss and that it is terrible.